Well, everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Meg 2, The Trench. And this is a sequel to, Jason Statham punches giant shark movie. Sounds like a fun time, right? Too bad this one isn't. This film was directed by Ben Wheatley, who I don't think I've watched a single one of his films that I actually enjoyed all the way through. There's always elements that really stand out and work, but then there's just as many elements that do not at all. And there's some of his films I just don't like. And unfortunately, this one's leaning a lot more to that. Because the issue with this film is the Meg, the giant sharks, and other sea creatures that they're supposed to be introducing from this trench area that are going to come up and attack the world. Subplots. The main plot of this is this big, giant conspiracy dealing with the organization that Jason Statham's attached to. And takes up 3/4 of the movie. And it's not interesting. It's horribly written, terrible dialogue, and is so uninteresting. This movie is 2 hours, and 90 minutes of it are straight boring. And then you finally get to the end where there's some big monster action, and yeah, it's fun. But it's so not worth sitting through the 90 minutes that led up to it. And that's a shame. And a lot of the action, which this is a big action horror adventure, is horribly shot. The editing is atrocious. There's underwater elements in the trench. You can barely see what's happening because it's so dark and choppy. There's so much hand-to-hand combat here that is atrociously edited together. Could barely understand what the hell's going on. It was literally hurting my eyes to watch the film. And there's more hand-to-hand combat in this than fighting giant monsters. Giant sea life. What movie is this? Who thought this was a good idea? Basically, the only fun parts is Jason Statham, who's completely committed to doing his, cartoonishly over serious and just delivering his one-liners. And he's great. I really like Cliff Curtis's character and Paige Kennedy. They're a lot of fun. They add some depth, some humor. They got the memo that this should be a big, campy, silly movie about giant sea creatures and us fighting them. So many of the other characters, especially all the antagonists, are paper-thin, obnoxiously terrible, uninteresting, and just, why are they here? And so much of this film is, why are we spending a bunch of time with these characters that have no depth, we don't care about, but we're deciding to spend a ton of time with them. This film is a hot mess. I really wish, if it's on TV or on streaming, literally jump to the last 30 minutes and have fun with the giant sea creatures. That's it. It literally wastes 3/4 of its movie on a half-baked, paper-thin, shallow as a puddle commentary on capitalism. We haven't heard that one before. So in the end, this is a big, big, big disappointment. And I wish this was just some big dumb fun. Which apparently it couldn't accomplish that. But those are my thoughts on Meg 2, The Trench. Let me know what you think. Let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.